Type 2 diabetes. Can you reverse diabetes with fruits? Can eating fruit be bad for diabetes or it's good for diabetes? How can you lower your blood sugar? How can you reverse insulin resistance and lower your insulin, lower your glycemia just by dieting and lifestyle medicine alone? No pills, no surgeries, no treatments whatsoever. Just a healthy lifestyle to reduce your blood sugar and normalize control back of your health, of your destiny, of your future, and have a healthy, long life. After 18 years of studying and practicing a natural hygiene lifestyle, the science of health, I have wrote many scientific books and recipe books to help you out on your journey to better health and longevity. After writing 10 books, 3 of these have already been translated to English and are available on Amazon, print on demand, and Kindle format. The Hygienic Fasting, Nature Surgery, Natural Delicacy, Cooking Without a Stove, and The Eden's Diet, The Guide to Raw Foods. If you want my help as a clinical nutritionist, I highly emphasize to read the books. And I also can contribute with a nutrition consultation and also online courses and retreats. The retreats are here in Brazil. The online courses are still only available in Portuguese, and 3 of the 10 books are at your disposal and can be sent to your home or delivered to your Kindle. So don't wait any longer. Learn the best science of health and longevity that is out there. I'm pretty sure I can contribute a lot, not just to your health, but to the world understanding about our biological needs and how to adapt them in this modern society. It is actually a pleasure to introduce to you guys Francisco Zemin, right? He actually was in that situation as I was almost 20 years ago. Because when I started my natural hygiene lifestyle, because not just a diet, but it's actually a lifestyle, I was diabetic in the beginning of a type 2 diabetes with only 22 years of age. And I have been eating fruit, primarily fruit, for 18 years. And for sure, a natural hygiene lifestyle and diet. That means a raw food diet, not just based on fruits, but raw foods exclusively, fruits and vegetables primarily. And I have been thriving and reversed my diabetes. And I catch up these days with Francisco, and he has a wonderful story to tell you guys how he managed to reverse it and how he managed to eating fruits, a simple carbohydrate, actually helped him to reverse his as well. So tell us a little bit more about your story, Francisco, so we can start.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure. I follow you for many years when the Facebook groups were famous back in the day, the raw food groups and things like that. So it was always like a mentor to me because you've been fruitarian, well, frugivore for like almost 20 years, and I made the switch like 11, almost 12 years ago. So at that moment I started to seek for a lot of help and a lot of information about this lifestyle because I was overweight at the moment. I was vegetarian. I was vegetarian for 2 years. And then after 2 years, that was when I was 20. I turned vegetarian, and for 2 years, I stick with that. But I gained a lot of overweight. I was like 102 kilos, and I felt really crap. I had a lot of digestive issues, irritable bowel syndrome, and then I have acne all over my face and my body. I felt depressed, and most importantly, I started to have insulin resistance. So I went to the doctors, and they started to measure my blood sugar levels, especially while fasting. And it was always on the range of 110 and 115, which is already like pre diabetic. and they told me that I was gonna need insulin for the rest of my life. Basically, I was on the edge, on the edge of becoming type 2 diabetic, and they were like, well, there's no alternative. Yeah, you can do some sport to lower your blood sugar measures levels, but for the most part, this is where you're going, this is where you're heading, and there's not too much that we can do about it. You can only take insulin to manage the situation. And then I wasn't convinced by that, because I was like, how could it be? I'm 22 years old. I should be like healthy and running everywhere and just, I don't know, enjoying my normal everyday life. So I started to do some research. I found a plant-based diet, and I was like, okay, I think this might help. And immediately after that, like probably 2 months after that, I found about raw foods and just sticking to a living diet, raw food diet. And that's where I basically gained the knowledge about macronutrients. And I think that's where I actually like cracked the code on why I had insulin resistance in the first place, and how I can reverse it immediately if I stick to a healthy lifestyle, let's say, right? Because it's not only the diet, of course. Sport, it's very important. Sleep, water, but yeah, diet is most likely the most important pillar of this situation. So yeah, I swapped to a fruit-based diet, mainly 80-90% fruits, some leafy greens like spinach and lettuce, some seeds here and there, like mainly chia seeds and hemp seeds and sesame seeds, and some nuts, cashews or walnuts or almonds. But for the most part, it's always the fruit what makes me feel best. If I get too fancy with the nuts or the seeds, I start to feel sluggish. Really, the high fat diet, even if it's raw food, for my body, it doesn't really make the trick, to be honest.
Nice, nice. And your blood sugar is quite stable nowadays.
Nowadays, it's completely stable. It has been stable for the last 11 years. So in a matter of 3 months, because I think like the first couple of weeks that I did the frugivore diet, I really ate a lot of avocados and nuts. And I think that I was craving something like quote unquote heavy, because I was really hooked on the cooked food. And I didn't really know about macronutrients. And then after a couple of weeks, I was like, yeah, I'm feeling better, because like it's raw foods and it's super light, but I think I can feel even better. And then when I started to do like low fat, high carb, raw foods, then whoa, my health like really jumped uh, super quickly. Like in a matter of weeks, I lost almost 32 kilos. I think that took me like 3 months, actually. It took me 3 months, but I lost 30 kilos. Of course, I complemented this with exercise and good sleep. And yeah, also I quit the tobacco. I had many bad habits, but mainly, yeah, I started to do high carb, and then my blood sugar levels went from 110 and 15 while fasting to 75, 76, maybe 80 something. It was never an issue again. I remember measuring my blood sugars before changing to raw foods, after eating something, whatever it was, even if it was high carb. And I remember having blood sugar levels of like 180, 190, 200 sometimes. And now, even if I like really eat a lot of fruits and super high carb, only carbs, like let's say like 10, 15 bananas in one go, it might get to 120, 130 in the next 15 minutes. But after 2 hours, it's again into the 80 range, or even 75, 76. I don't have any dizziness. I don't have any discomfort in my belly, nothing at all. I literally reverse insulin resistant to the, and now I don't even, it's not just that I reverse insulin resistance, is that I became so sensitive to insulin that just in a matter of minutes, actually, my blood sugar starts to go down no matter how many carbs I eat in one meal.
Nice, perfect. That's so cool. So you didn't need any type 2 diabetes treatment whatsoever, like metamorphin,
Yeah, they
insulin.
were exactly. They told me that I was gonna need metmorphin, and they told me that I should start trying it, because I was already getting like really high measures with the blood sugars. But no, I just changed my lifestyle. I started to sleep good, take water, drink enough water. I mean, like 2 3 liters per day. Unfortunately, I don't live in the tropics. If I were living where you are, I would mainly drink coconut water and probably sugar cane juice and just the juices from the fruits. But at the moment, I'm living in Germany, so I drink still water, like just normal water with a filter, plus juices and smoothies and just the water from, I don't know, melons and watermelons and things like that. So yeah, for me, hydration is quite a big topic, and it always helps me. I used to live in Costa Rica before, in Indonesia. I was all over the place in the world. Luckily, I was very lucky. And I remember when I was in Costa Rica and Indonesia, mainly I was drinking coconuts. Yeah, like maybe 3 coconuts per day at least in the morning, and then just fruits the whole day. No worries. And yeah, now on my Instagram and on my YouTube, almost every day I upload my measures with my blood sugar device, and I show them, like, while fasting I have 76, after 2 hours every meal I have 80, at the most 90, which is still completely fine. So it was never again an issue for me. Just fruits, mainly just fruits did the trick, to be honest.
Nice, nice. I'm curious in two things. One, what is the lifestyle cost of what is the diet cost of a fruitarian diet, frugivore diet in Germany, and also how did you manage to get the information and the insights that the treatment was a raw food diet back then? Because medical doctors probably told you that diet didn't have anything to do whatsoever with this, or to avoid fruit because it's rich in carbs, blah blah blah. We know what they tell. I heard the same. I keep hearing the same for almost 20 years, that I'm going to die of blah blah blah, and I'm still alive and kicking. But
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, not only because of diet. I always knew that the system with regards of medicine uh, is not, how to say, it's not really honest, in the sense that the pharmacy and all the pills that they prescribe, not only about diabetes but about all the diseases, I always knew, like, this is very dodgy. Of course they are making a lot of money with all of this, so at the very least I should do my own research if there's any other way. And I never, even as a child, I never liked to take medicine, because it's like, why? It never resonated inside of me that I needed a pill or an injection to live my normal life. So at the moment, Instagram was like just starting to arise. Most of the information that I got was from Facebook groups in Spanish, and also from YouTube. Because I was already looking into diet because I was vegetarian. For me, it was really a dichotomy to be like, wait a minute, I swapped to vegetarianism because I thought it was going to be healthier, and I'm even worse than before. This doesn't make any sense. And so I knew that there was something about diet. Diet, actually, when I did the change, I got worse. But I was like, maybe if I change again, I can get even better. Then I started to look into, yeah. And to be honest, it was like almost 12 years ago. I don't remember which video exactly or which person was the trigger to be like, okay, this is the way. But I found many raw foodists in the English speaking countries, and also your channel as well. And I was like, I don't know, it just felt very appealing to me because I love fruits. I always loved them since I was a child. And I was like, what? These guys are eating only fruits and everyone looked really, really healthy. That's something that I really want to make clear. Everyone looked very shredded, very happy, very energetic, just like a glow in their face, like they are really thriving. on this, and I was like, I want that. I don't know what they have, but that's exactly what I want. And yeah, I found out about fasting, water only fast, and the whole thing was really, it just made sense to me, honestly, like just the way we should be living in the tropics as we always used to live. I know that we live in the cities and we have a very different lifestyle as we used to have when we were in Africa. But for the most part, I feel like to some extent we should remember or should try to do again things like we used to do back in the day. And to be honest, it helped. It worked actually. Not only it helped, it worked in a matter of weeks. This is the thing. In a matter of weeks, I could feel all the benefits of feeling light, having a lot of energy, my mind getting clearer, way more optimistic, and just happy. Because I wasn't even like really happy with the lifestyle that I had before. So yeah, I think it was just a bunch of different raw foodies that I found through Facebook groups and YouTube that made me get into it. Then I found some books, especially from Douglas Graham, 80-10-10 diet. That was a big trigger for me. That's when I learned about macronutrients. I was like, oh, okay, then fat. It's always the problem, at least for me, it's always the problem with the fats. And yeah, when I cut that, that changed a lot in my body, to be honest. And with the people that I work, because now I help other people that have type 2 diabetic or they are type 1 diabetic to change their diet, and it's the same results, exactly the same results. As the more they cut the fats, the quicker they get better blood sugar levels, and they become more insulin sensitive.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, and what I agree completely. And also, the 80-10-10 diet for me was a what we call here in Brazil divisor de águas, the split of the water. Like the thing that got me wake up
Yes.
for this whole idea of natural hygiene diet and lifestyle as well. So, how much you spend in Germany, and can you manage to get good produce, good quality fruits and vegetables? Because I lectured in Austria a few years ago, like 3 years ago, in Austria Fruit
Wow.
Festival. It was in Adventist University, and we managed to we were
Mm.
eating really high quality melons and a lot of good produce. They even had jackfruit for the last day and things like that that were probably quite expensive over there. So I got impressed by the quality of the produce for sure. Better in the tropics, but still really high
Yeah.
quality and diversity.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I was lucky enough to travel all over Southeast Asia, and also I used to live in Costa Rica. I went to Brazil as well. So I agree with you. The quality on the tropics is way better. But I think it also it's a topic whether you like tropical fruits or you like fruits from like colder countries, because like if you are really into apples and pears and berries and things of that sort, I think this is the best place. Honestly, they have so many varieties, especially with the berries. I was so surprised about the abundance and the many many different varieties that I didn't even know about. And especially Germany, they have a really a high level of organic produce, and there's like literally supermarkets where literally everything is organic and it's completely certified. And yeah, I think in that regard, having like high quality, 100% organic, no bullshit, no pesticides, no nothing, Germany probably is better than many Latin American countries, to be honest. Uh, and then the thing is for me is that I like better tropical fruits. So I would rather be eating every day papayas and zapotes and zapodillas and dragon fruits, So in that regards, I'm like, I think I need to go back to the tropics, and I'm planning to do that. But for example, right now we are in January. It's winter time right here, and I'm still managing to eat every single day fruits, like 100% raw food diet. In terms of like how much money I'm spending, I think the issue is that also the salaries here are way higher than, for example, in Argentina and Brazil. So my salary, I work a basic wage salary here, and it's like 2,200 euros. So for me, and I don't have any children. I just live by myself with a flatmate, and for me, it's more than enough to spend everything that I want on fruits and even more. And I don't buy 100% organic fruits, but I will say like probably more than 50%, between 60 and 70% of everything that I buy is 100% organic. And mostly my staples are bananas, of course, and then oranges, uh, grapes as well. Let's see, oranges, grapes, then pears. They have a lot of different varieties of pears, probably like 25 different varieties, which from me, coming from
Wow.
Argentina, that's crazy. Yeah, because maybe in Argentina we have like between three and five at the most, maybe if you're lucky. But here it's like crazy. When it's season, literally you have like just vendors of pears, and they have like 20, 25 different varieties. And you're like, what? This is crazy. The same with apples, same 20, 25, sometimes 30. And they have
Wow.
festivals of just pears, festivals of just apples. It's like, it's crazy, the game here, So they are really into this kind of fruits. And people, I mean, probably from all Europe, I will argue that Germany is one of the most vegan, like, I don't know if vegan, but like conscious about their diet. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
plant-based whole food.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. And they are very, in the best way possible. They are really strict with making things by the law. So when they say this is organic and this is the way to do it, they do it like that, and there's no but or if. So that's something that I really like. So yeah, I think, I don't know. For example, the kilo of banana is like 2 euros. Pears, it could be three. Oranges as well. Maybe if it's like a fancy variety. For example, right now we are eating blood orange. How to say? Yeah, the blood
Yeah,
oranges.
laranja
Yeah, it's
sanguínea.
sangria.
Laranja sanguínea
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Portugal.
yeah, exactly. And it's like so sweet. And I'm eating that every single day. I'm making a lot of juices, and that one is like 4 euros. But for me, it's like, even if it was like 7 or 8, I will still buy it, because this is one of the good things about the raw food diet. You stop wasting so much money in other stuff. Like, I realize that's my big spend, quote unquote, my big spend. I just spend on fruits. I never spend any medication. I don't take any medication whatsoever. I never get sick. I never miss an opportunity to be outside. I mean, I'm in the middle of the winter and my nose is completely clear. I never get a cold, anything. So I don't feel like, oh, I'm spending money in fruits and also in this and that and this. And it's my big treat. Like, I'm I don't know. I think like before doing all this change, food was just something to get me by. And yeah, of course it's tasty and you want to eat tasty food, but now I'm so conscious about, like, I'm fusioning myself with this food. So of course I'm gonna put all my focus, and if I have to put, like, I don't know, 50% more money into this, I'm gonna put it. Because I can see the effect that it has in my quality of lifestyle. And also, something that I want to say, now that we were talking about the oranges, something that a lot of doctors told me was about, don't drink orange juice or any juice whatsoever, because it doesn't have any fiber, and if it doesn't have any fiber, then your blood sugar is going to go through the roof. And I then, once again, I realized that this is not true. I mean, it might be true in a person that is having like a high fat diet. Then yeah, the blood sugar could rise very fast, and then not dangerous, but like it could rise very fast. But for me, now that I have a really high carb diet, even if I drink like 2 liters of orange juice in one go, my blood sugar doesn't really rise that much, you know.
Nice. I don't, I actually don't agree, even if you are in a high fat diet, because for sure your blood sugar will rise, but a lot of other blood markers, biomarkers as we say, will
Yes,
actually go down or go into the good range. So even though glycemia can rise, the problem with diabetes is the hyperglycemia, the chronic hyperglycemia, when it maintains high and high a lot of the times, high the whole day, then you have a problem.
yes,
After the meal, the postprandial, as we call in science, it's not an issue. I actually, if I can do a little bit of uh, selling. Actually, I have a
yeah,
book on diabetes. It's only on Portuguese still. I'm translating my books to English. There are three books published in English on Amazon, even on print on demand, so you can order the books. I have my main book, The Eden's Diet, explaining the frugivore diet on Amazon already. But this talks the details about blood sugar control. I'm pretty sure and humble in saying that it's the best book on lifestyle medicine and diabetes in the world. So, because people don't understand that high blood sugar is not just diet, it's sleep, exercise, even time in nature among plants, they secrete
yes,
phytoncides that actually lower your glycemia. So it's the whole thing, because like I can eat, I can have some orange juice at the same time as a diabetic person, has an obese person, has a person that has dysbiosis, as we call, a lack of equilibrium, a lack of balance of the microorganisms in the intestines, and
yeah,
we have different blood sugar spikes just because of the microbiota. So talking about, you, if you drink orange juice you're going to have high blood sugar, shows that the medical doctor or the nutritionist doesn't know what he's talking about, because the
yeah,
response is individual, depending on lifestyle factors, depending on the health of the person. So I don't agree with that. I think the more fruit we can get into a person, of course, not exclusively only fruit diet, but the more fruit we can get into these people that don't live on raw foods, the better for them. Even though the blood sugar can spike a little bit on that moment, the whole body physiology is going to get better because of the fruits nutrients. So in the long run, the blood sugar will go down, even though she's not living perfectly. My humble
yeah.
opinion.
No, I totally agree. I feel the same way, you know. And even like people that have type 2 diabetic, they should swap to a fruit lifestyle immediately, you know. And I also read a lot of what was the name? Walter Kepner, a doctor back in the 40s, and he was
Rice and fruit.
reversing type 2. Yeah, with just like fruit juice, white sugar, and white rice. Those three things, you know. And he said like this is very boring. Probably not many people are gonna do this, but like he was having like 100% success ratio was white sugar, white rice, and fruit juice. And that's crazy, you know, for someone.
Crazy.
If you tell that, yeah, if you tell, I mean, for me now, and probably for you as well now, we understand what is going on. But if you go on the streets and you tell someone like, hey, you can reverse it with just fruit juice, white sugar, like when you say white sugar, it's like you are saying heroin to someone, you know. They will be like, what? Get the fuck out of here, you're crazy, you know. But these people, these doctors, really renowned doctors, they were doing this back in the 40s, you know. And
Yeah.
then when you start to see the the high fat diets that are gaining popular nowadays, and even like 20 years ago with the the keto diet, and I don't know, all the paleo diet, and all these things that they are just like covering, you know, they're just putting a mask onto the onto the glycemia and all the problems, you know. Yeah, it's always, it's very interesting to see how these people are demonizing glucose, which is something that it's a nutrient to our body, and they are trying to make it look like if it's a drug or something that we need to quit the addiction to glucose, and it couldn't be farther from the truth. We just need to get whole food, a whole food plant-based diet. It has worked for centuries, for millennia, honestly, and the people that live the longest.
Don't forget to subscribe for the channel, hit the bell button for notification, comment below, share the video, and give it a thumbs up. If you need my help to overcome your health challenges, to understand better health and nutrition and a raw food diet, a plant-based diet, I can be of assistance as a clinical nutritionist. Even online, I can attend patients. You also can come to retreats here in Brazil, in my property, with a lot of tropical organic fruit at your disposal, and learn a lot of recipes, a lot of the science, and have practice, socialize with a lot of people that understand the same as you do, and come to the beach, enjoy a tennis court and a lot of other activities here in the property close to Rio de Janeiro. Besides of that, you can also read my 3 published books: The Hygienic Fasting Nature Surgery, Natural Delicacy Cooking Without a Stove, and The Eden's Diet, The Guide to Raw Foods. These 3 are available at Amazon on print on demand or Kindle. That means you can receive these books at your home or start reading today on Kindle format.
Yeah, basically that these doctors, Walter Kepner and also Harold Hemsworth, the doctor from England that actually coined the term insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity, both of these doctors, they were saying like, yeah, with white rice, white sugar, and fruit juices, you can reverse type 2 diabetes. Of course, not type 1 because your pancreas is not producing any more insulin. But for the fact of insulin resistance, it's just a matter of daily habits, especially with diet. And I think that you and me, we are doing it way better because we are eating whole foods, which is much healthier, to be honest. Even if you actually can reverse it with white rice or white sugar, of course you can, but it will be much better if we do it with whole foods, plant-based. So just fruits, whole food fruits and vegetables, and yeah, what you said also, going to nature, drinking, staying hydrated, yeah, having good sleep. It's just a matter of lifestyle, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. So what is your lifestyle besides a fruit-based diet? Like what do you focus to have health? You said about sleep. What are not just what you focus, but what are the details on those habits? Like what time you go to bed,
Yeah.
how much you exercise, so people at home can understand a little bit more. And afterwards, we can talk a little bit more about your diet. What do you eat? How do you eat it, etc.
Yeah, definitely. So, in terms of sports, I really like calisthenics and basketball. Those are the two main things that I really focus. And I honestly, if it's by a matter of energy, I could work out every single day. But I'm trying to gain muscle, so I work out every other day. So one day I work out, the other day I rest. The other day I work out, the other day I rest. And it's always like 45 to 60 minutes sessions that I really push as hard as I can. And then basketball, I just take it like more like a hobby. It's not really like I'm taking it serious. I take calisthenics seriously, but basketball is just like to clear my mind and those kind of things. And then I really like nature, so basically I go for hiking. I'm living in the south of Germany on the border with Switzerland and also France. So wherever I look, I have mountains that I can go for a hike or I can go with my bicycle. So I'm really into those kind of sports, let's say outdoor sports. And I really like to wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. at the latest. I tried many different approaches to how can I stay productive, and I realized that the morning is the best for me because there's many people that feel more productive in the evening, and so I understand that. But for me, early nights and early mornings is the best, and it also helps a lot with my digestion. I feel like honestly, if I eat anything after the sun sets, the digestion is gonna get a little bit compromised, even if it's raw foods. I mean, it's gonna be okay, of course, but I feel way better if, for example, my dinner is about 6 p.m. and then I don't eat anything after that. And yeah, I have my circle of friends, and we hang out, everything. I don't really go out in the night. Sometimes because I really like to dance, but of course I probably come back way earlier than before because I don't take any drugs or anything like that. I just go, I dance for a little bit, I hang out with my friends, and I come back. But other than that, I pretty much have like a super, how to say, I follow the sun. That's my philosophy. I really like to follow the sun. The sun is up, then I'm up. The sun goes down, then I start to wrap it up. Just to get ready to go to sleep.
Exactly. Nice, nice, nice. So you focus on outdoor exercises, chrono nutrition, as we
Yes.
call, because having dinners earlier and also having going to bed earlier, and also chronobiology, paying attention to the sun, to the sun. Anything else? Fasting and
I
sunshine.
mean,
I know
I think
sunshine is. I know sunshine is an issue in Germany, even in colder months.
yes.
But
Well, to be honest, I'm not really pro supplements. To be honest, I think like if we really have a healthy lifestyle, we can get everything that we need. But it is true that in Germany we don't have that much sunshine. So just in case, I'm taking vitamin D3. If you ask me, hey Fran, do you really need that supplement? I wouldn't know to tell you because I'm just doing it just in case. So it's not like I had an issue and then I started to drink it, to take it. I'm just doing it just in case because, for example, I come from Buenos Aires. That's where I was born and where I was raised. And we have 2,500 hours per year of sunshine. And where I'm living right now, I have 1,690. So I have more than 700 hours less of sunshine every year. So just in case I'm taking that, but aside from that, yeah, as soon as the sun is out, not only me, all the Germans are out. It's like ants. Everyone goes out and they try to get a little bit of sunshine. And if we speak about fasting, mostly, I mean, by definition, I'm doing like intermittent fasting because I start to eat around 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. and I stop eating 7 p.m. maybe. So I'm doing like more than 12 hours fast, maybe, yeah, between 12 and 14-hour fast. But it's not like intentional. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna do intermittent fasting, I'm gonna wait all these hours. It's just that I feel hungry around 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. I never feel hungry before. Also, another thing is that I really like to work out while fasting. I try working out, especially calisthenics. I try to work out while, for example, with a breakfast. So I eat, I don't know, like 3 bananas, for example, or half a watermelon or whatever. And I realized that even if it's fruits, I feel more heavy and I cannot do as many reps as I can do when I work out while fasting. So in the morning, I wake up, I have a cold shower. That for me is really important. And after the cold shower, I probably, I don't know, like meditate for 10 minutes, or I really like to do the Wim Hof breathing technique. So I have that on my phone and I have his voice, and it's like a guided breathing technique. It takes like 10 minutes. It's really nice. And then I just do calisthenics. And then I have breakfast around like 10 a.m. or 11, depends on the day. If I'm breaking the fast, usually nowadays it's with 1 liter of orange juice. But if it's not oranges, it might be like 6 large bananas. I really like to make it like to smash them, and maybe I put some chia seeds that I rehydrate with some coconut milk that I do myself at home. Um, yeah, and then I don't drink anything until I don't know, like 3 4 p.m. Maybe 3 p.m. Yeah, 3 p.m. I have like maybe some grapes again with some bananas, or I have some berries. Here the berries are really almost year round, so there's always a different kind of berry that you can have. And Yeah, and after that, I might have a dinner around 6 or 7 p.m. And I usually crave for savory at the nights, so I make like some salads or I make some zucchini noodles with different kind of sauces. I do like a, I don't know, like a bolognese kind of thing with walnuts, dry tomatoes, some dry tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, basil, or I make like a curry kind of sauce with the zucchinis. I blend them zucchinis, like just the white part, with curry powder and maybe some garlic, something like that, or just simple salads. To be honest, just some spinach, avocado, tomatoes, some sesame seeds, lime juice, and I really like mushrooms. I mean, there's a whole debate that maybe we shouldn't be eating portobellos raw because those have some different chemicals. I don't know. To be honest, it might be true, but to be honest, I eat them raw. Uh, I don't know. I put them on a coconut milk with some spices, and to me, it's completely fine. I don't have any digestion problems, and I love mushrooms. I really like to consume them, so I do it.
Me too.
Yeah, sometimes I might have something sweet for dinner, but for the most part, usually dinner is more on the savory kind of meal.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I love mushrooms. Unfortunately, here in Brazil, mushrooms are expensive, so I don't eat that frequently.
Mm.
But I
Oh,
know in Europe and America, United States, mushrooms tend to be quite cheap, right?
very cheap. Yeah, honestly, very cheap, and we have a lot of varieties. We have really, it's a different. Yeah, for me, it's a really good opportunity. And also, actually, before Germany, I was living in Japan for almost 2 years, and I think so far probably Japan has the highest level of mushrooms, no matter which kind of supermarket you go. Even if it's like a super small supermarket, you have 10, 12 different varieties of mushrooms. So it's like, whoa, you can really. And I feel like, yeah, honestly, it's crazy. And I will go as far as to argue that Japanese people are as healthy as they are because they really emphasize on mushrooms. I think that those are really healthy food that people should be consuming more. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, when I see Asian people, they're eating high carb diets. Nowadays they're getting more into the westernized diets and high fat. But when you see the amount of rice that they eat, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like my ex girlfriend, she's Japanese, and we were together for 5 years. And whenever we will hang out with her family and everyone, it's like just kilos of rice. It's like the main thing is the rice, or even rice noodles, vegetables. They don't really eat milk or cheese. It's very rare for them. And I feel like in the beginning, that's actually what got me really sick. It was actually the cheese, the high fat, no fiber products, cheese and just the dairy products. That was really bad for me.
Yeah, I completely feel you. And what would be the tips that you would give a diabetic or a person trying to do this change, right? Like what they could do, that because people think it's quite
The
difficult,
tip
right, to make the change for the diet. So, what would be some tips that you give?
To be honest, most of it I will start cutting out the oils. I think all the
Nice.
refined products, to be honest, not only the oils, all the refined and super processed foods, I will try to avoid them as much as possible. And I will start to focus on high fiber, whole food, plant based foods, which will be fruits, of course, but they don't even need to go fully raw. They can get a lot of results just with whole food, with like.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, well, basically, my recommendations will be that to cut out all the processed foods, the refined foods, especially the ones that doesn't have any fiber and that are high fat. For example, oils. No matter which kind of oil, even if it's olive or coconut, to be honest, those ones are always gonna rise the insulin because yeah, it's the lipid toxins that really blocks the insulin receptors, So especially for people that have insulin resistance, right? These are tips especially for people that have insulin resistance, is to cut out all the oils and to really be way more moderate in terms of seeds and nuts and avocados. And if they're eating animal products, for sure I will cut out all the dairy products because those are really high fat, no fiber. Just focus on fruits and cereals, and for example whole grains. If they want to eat like the a cooked food, right? Like fruits, whole grains, um, potatoes, pumpkins, sweet potatoes, just high fiber, whole food foods. Those are really the way to go, and do sport is so important. Many people that have type 2 diabetic, usually they are overweight and they are not doing any kind of sport, and I've seen people getting a lot of good results by starting to do zone 2 kind of sport, which is like you are working out and you can have a conversation while you work out. So it's not like you are like gasping. You actually, let's say that you are jogging and you can keep a conversation. That's super super helpful for people to manage their blood sugar levels. Early nights, that's so important to manage the insulin, the amount of insulin that we use. Early nights, early sleeps, it's really important. And the amount of water. People are really really dehydrated. For me, like I told you, like right now I'm not in the tropics, so I'm not drinking coconut water, but I managed to drink at least 2 liters of tap water with a filter, plus the fruit juices and everything. And yeah, and the people that I work with, sometimes they have like high blood sugar levels, and I tell them sit down, drink 1 liter of water, and let's measure again, and boom, it goes down super quickly. So sleep, water, sugar. For me, those are really three really important tips. Get some good early night sleeps. Drink enough liquids, especially coconut water if you can. That will be the best thing. If you don't have coconut water, then well, tap water with a filter, and fruit juices, of course, and then whole food, plant based,
Nice, nice, nice.
and sport.
And
Yeah.
I actually found you because a follower, I think, sent a video of you, like a video that went viral. It has like 600,000 views or something like that, about you talking about
Okay.
diabetes.
Yeah.
The video
That's great.
that you were like, you were in a table and you were talking to yourself, like the person was asking, but that doesn't cause diabetes, that amount of sugar. And you were saying like, no, no, and you're explaining about insulin resistance, etc. you know
I'm proving a point in that video because actually in that video I'm way overeating. Like I have like 6 huge bananas, 2 or 3 pears, and then I have like 300 grams of dates. So normally I wouldn't eat that much, but I was making my point that even if I overeat on high carb fruits, I'm not gonna have any problem on my blood sugar levels, because I'm eating low fat. The problem is the fat. It's not the carbs. It's not the sugar.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I completely agree. Just it's funny that people have so many misconceptions, and even medical doctors have misconceptions. They are not aware of the science of the what is most updated in terms of science, in terms of like diabetes or health in general. That they make mistakes. They just are not aware of the what is most modern in the science. And that's what I do with my work. Actually, I bring out the most recent articles on lifestyle medicine and show people that, you know you can take the pills, you can take the surgeries, you can use all these medical advancements, but lifestyle medicine is even more powerful. It's cheaper, it's more effective, in my humble opinion, when what's the research showing. And it's what you can do at home with no intervention whatsoever, like. So I also truly believe in lifestyle medicine, and I agree with every
Yeah.
point that you said, about the tips of changing, about the whole foods, about the insulin sensitivity. And for sure, we can do another video when you visit Brazil. Come visit me, and we can do another video on the topic. We can do
Oh,
actually
that would be
some
beautiful.
uh, videos together, like for Instagram. It will be a pleasure.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Eduardo. It was my pleasure to be here and to have a conversation with you. Yeah, just like something that I dreamt actually a long time ago. And I think it's just a matter of I stick with this lifestyle. It actually work. Many people change diet super quickly in just a matter of weeks or months. But for me and also for you, it has been more than a decade. So it just goes to prove that this works. It's not a tendency. It's not like a trend. This actually works long term. So yeah, my pleasure. When I go to Brazil, I'm actually planning to go to Brazil at the end of this year. So I'm gonna go to visit you, and we can enjoy some good jackfruits and make some videos
Not,
for
not,
sure.
nice. My pleasure. And also, last question: B12. Do you
Yeah.
take B12?
To be honest, I take and then I don't take. I'm not really regular on this topic because I never had any issues. So right now I think I haven't take it for like almost 6 months, and I have blood sugar analysis every 6 months, and it says that it's okay. And for me it's a really mystery because I've talked to people that they don't drink any B12 and they have good levels. I talk to other people that they don't drink any B12, they have good levels, but they have symptoms. And then I talk to other people that they take B12 and they make the analysis and they have deficiencies, but they don't have any symptoms. And then they take, they have good levels, but they have symptoms. So uh, it's so confusing, really, the B12 world to me. So usually what I say is like it would be responsible to take it just in case. But then again, I've seen all the different possibilities: taking and having deficiencies, taking and not having, not taking and having deficiencies, not taking and being completely okay. So I think I wouldn't really know what to say more than just have some tests. That I think that's the best thing. Do some regular tests, blood sugar test every 6 months. See if you have any deficiencies, and if you have actually symptoms or anything, just take the pill. I mean, taking B12 is not gonna kill anyone. It never kill anyone to take some B12. I think.
For
So
sure.
I think there's way more important things like everything that we talk. The lifestyle, the early nights, the drinking water, the sports, the diet, and then actually at the end of the day, if that doesn't make if that's not enough for you to have enough B12, well then take the supplement. Ideally I wouldn't take. Ideally I will manage to get everything that I need for my diet, eating organic, early nights, water, sports. But if that's not enough, then I don't mind taking a supplement. It's not the end of the world. Do you take?
What? If I
Do you
take?
take? Yeah.
Yeah, it's complicated as well. Like I went 12 years without taking. I went B12 deficiency, B12
Oh,
deficient, and then I started taking. I even questioned maintaining 100% vegan diet, although I would never question a raw food diet. I still, question myself. I wouldn't. I don't like to keep taking like pills.
yeah.
It's still the same thing for me. I take once in a while. Sometimes I even question, like when I take it, I think if I wouldn't rather eat some fish, raw fish, or rarely instead of taking pills. I believe in veganism. I believe in the plant based. Like I don't like to the thought of eating animals, but at the same time I went through some bad stuff during the B12 deficiency.
Oh,
And,
really?
a lot of people like Doug Gray and even Aris Latan, they say that you don't need B12. You can get all the B12 you need, just by being a frugivore. But, that was not my experience. So I had to take it. I had to, review my opinion on that after 12 years without taking. And i I still don't know what will be the best for me in the long run. Continue to taking supplements or even introducing a little bit of raw animal products like fish. But still at the same time, I think people overthink that too much of the B12 question. Like it's just a detail.
Definitely.
It will take many years or even a decade until you go B12 deficient, and
Exactly.
also a little bit goes a long way. Even if you, like you said, you take it once in a while the supplement, or maybe even if the person needs some fish, the necessity of the B12 is too much overemphasized. In my humble opinion, think I cannot recommend that to somebody, but the dietary recommended intake for B12, I think it's over the roof, because Okinawas, for
Yes.
example, ingest 25% of the recommended dietary allowance for B12, and they still doesn't
Yes.
have B12 deficiency. So
Definitely.
they eat a little bit of fish once in a while, and they don't get B12 deficiency. So it's a hard question. I think it's the Achilles heel of the vegan diet, the B12 question, but still, it's a minor issue. I think the what people most should focus on is plant based, a lot of raw foods. The rest is details.
Yeah, definitely. When I was living in Japan, I went to Okinawa with my girlfriend, and we will actually stop the people that were, yeah. And I actually stayed there for a while, and I can speak Japanese, and I actually stop all the people that look more than 100 years old. I stop them and I talk to them. Not even, I think I talked with more than 20 people that they were more than 100 years old. Not one of them told me that they take any supplement, not B12, any, nothing, like literally nothing, and it's so normal to go through Okinawa and see these kind of people. And I also live in Guanacaste because I was at the Lauren Lockman Center, the water fasting
Oh,
center.
nice.
Yeah, so far I've been to three blue zones. I've been to Sardinia, I've been to Okinawa, and I've been to Guanacaste. And I was living in the center of Lauren for half a year because I did a 33-day water only fast. I did like four water fasts prolonged. And when I was in
I
Guanacaste
did.
also,
I did 40. I did 40 days 2 years ago over there.
oh really? Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lord.
it's
Right,
it's
right
it's a
beside Nicoya. Right beside
yeah,
Nicoya.
exactly, in the peninsula of Nicoya. Yeah, yeah, I stayed there as a como un voluntario for 6 months. And also when I was going around the town, and I would talk to the people, no one takes supplements and they look so healthy even though they are 80, 90 plus years. So I think, like you said, it's just like the details, about this B12. I never experienced any kind of how to say deficiency, to be honest. But every now and then I take just in case. But yeah, yeah, I think it depends on the person. This usually I don't really like to say this because I've seen, like for example, the high carb diet. I've seen it work for anyone, any person that tries it, like really tries it, whole food, plant based. It actually works. But in terms of the B12, I think it's a matter of try. Just be responsible. Make the blood sugar analysis every 6 months. If everything is okay, well then maybe it's not really an issue that you should worry about. But if there's any deficiency, then yeah, take action for sure.
Perfect. I love that statement. I didn't know that you went to Okinawa and that you can see a lot of centenaries on the streets. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I
It's
agree
beautiful.
completely with you. I think it's we still need a few little details to understand the whole, but we understand the path, we understand the way. Maybe 95% to 98% we understand the details. There's a few details so we can still improve on natural hygiene lifestyle, but still it's just details. So it was a pleasure,
Exactly.
Francisco. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Eduardo.
And
Thank you. It was my
guys,
pleasure.
if you want to learn more about the subject, these three books of mine are actually translated and available on Amazon, print on demand, and Kindle. The Hygienic Fasting Nature Surgery, in my humble opinion, is the best book on hygienic fasting in the world right now. I read them all for almost 20 years ago. synthesize what is the most recent updated details on the science of fasting, on the medical literature, and in the hygienic literature. The Eden's Diet is for sure the most complete book updated on the subject of frugivore diet and natural delicacy, cooking without a stove. This is the Portuguese version, but you can find the English version on the Amazon website. So stay tuned, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button for notifications, comment below, give it a thumbs up. And Francisco, please tell everybody how they can reach you and follow you also. And
Yeah,
comment and give it a thumbs up. Share.
yeah, for sure. Well, mostly I'm more active on Instagram, and my name is Fuerza Frutal, which means fruit force. So yeah, I also have a YouTube channel that it goes by the same name, so they can just go there. Mostly I respond on Instagram, so if they have any message or any questions or anything that they want to ask me, yeah, Fuerza Frutal on Instagram.
Perfect. So see you next time and hope to see you
Yeah, for
soon,
sure.
Francisco. It
Thank you
was a
very much,
pleasure to
Eduardo.
have. Do you like the content? Don't forget to subscribe for the channel, hit the bell button for notification, comment below, share the video, and give it a thumbs up. If you need my help to overcome your health challenges, to understand better health and nutrition and a raw food diet, a plant-based diet, I can be of assistance as a clinical nutritionist. Even online, I can attend patients. You also can come to retreats here in Brazil, in my property, with a lot of tropical organic fruit at your disposal and learn a lot of recipes, a lot of the science, and have practice, socialize with a lot of people that understand the same as you do, and come to the beach, enjoy a tennis court and a lot of other activities here in the property close to Rio de Janeiro. Besides of that, you can also read my 3 published books: The Hygienic Fasting Nature Surgery, Natural Delicacy Cooking Without a Stove, and The Eden's Diet, The Guide to Raw Foods. These 3 are available at Amazon on print on demand or Kindle. That means you can receive these books at your home or start reading today on Kindle format. Glad to have you here and see you next week with a new video.